My name is Alexandria. I'm a sophomore here at BIFS. And before I came up on stage, I was thinking to myself, wow, okay, this speech is going to give me so much anxiety. But then I was like, wait, no, it's not anxiety. I'm just nervous. This past week, I ran an experiment on how many times people use mental illness terms as adjectives, such as, I'm feeling super depressed, my boyfriend broke up with me this morning. Or, this test is giving me so much anxiety. Or things like, I'm so sad today, but I was happy in the morning. Is this bipolar? The count I got was 63. 63 people were using mental illness terms incorrectly because the media is trivializing them, making them seem small or not as big of an issue as some things can be. Mental illness refers to a wide range of mental health conditions, disorders that affect your mood, thinking, and behavior. Examples of mental illness include anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, eating disorders, and addictive behaviors. Many people have mental health concerns from time to time, but a mental health concern evolves into a mental illness when ongoing signs and symptoms are creating frequent stress and inconveniences in your life. Mental illnesses can make your life miserable and can impact a lot of areas in your life, such as at work or with relationships in your family or with your friends. The most common mental illnesses, according to WebMD, consist of anxiety disorders such as social anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, eating disorders such as anorexia nervosa or bulimia, and mood disorders such as bipolar disorder or depression. Anxiety, depression, and eating disorders are the most often trivialized or romanticized. It seems like a lot of people, mostly teen girls, want to have a disorder because they want to be like their favorite TV, movie, book, or book character. This is because they want to be quirky or unique. This is not a good sign because movies, books, shows, and social media accounts are depicting them as something beautiful or easy. It's not glamorous to think of ending your own life, and it's not romantic to harm your own body or to starve yourself. The mentally ill are using social media websites like Tumblr and Instagram as an outlet to talk about their depression, cutting, and eating disorders in an environment where they won't be judged because so many people are going through the same things. Initially, this seems like it may be beneficial, which it can and should be. To not feel alone while going through something as serious as depression is so beneficial to people and can provide a huge level of comfort and perhaps motivation to recover. There are, of course, a number of people who use social media to provide positive and healthy reasons to recover that help them a lot through their struggles. Sites such as Tumblr and Instagram are not inherently negative. If used properly, can be a great source of leisure, of connection building, and community building as well. However, far too often, people are taking these sites and turning them into a community that becomes a lot more harmful than helpful. The trend of beautiful sadness has gone too far and is making it hard to tell who actually needs help and who's just trying to fit in with this dark, disturbing trend. Thousands of images of cut up legs and arms can be found on the internet using the search term soft grunge. This could be what is giving children or teens or just people in general the idea to start cutting themselves in general. People are even buying and selling merchandise that trivializes mental illness. I'm going to show you a few photos of them, but I'd like to tell you that some of these photos were altered because we don't want to give a biased opinion on some of the companies that have released these articles of clothing because they have apologized for them and taken them off the market, and we don't want to give them any bad media coverage. This shirt was released by a company, and it was modeled by a very, very skinny girl, and the shirt says, "Eat less." A lot of people with eating disorders were very unhappy about this shirt because they thought that it trivialized and made eating disorder seem like it was just about not eating. But in fact, it's a mental disorder, and it should never be trivialized and never made to seem like it's just not eating when it's so much more than that. This next shirt was a shirt and it had the word depression written all across it. This created a lot of controversy towards this company because the company, when they initially released this shirt, they said that depression is black and white, when actually it's a whole spectrum. It's a rainbow. It's a rainbow of all these feelings and all these negative feelings coming down on you and making you feel so bad forever. This is a shirt that says, "I thought I was bipolar. Turns out I'm just a jerk." This is the first time I've ever rejected buying like a t-shirt or a pair of pants from a company because of a previous article of clothing. I've never done it before, but the reason why I unfollowed this brand was because they're trying to say that being bipolar means you're a jerk because you have huge mood swings, when actually it's a lot deeper than that and it's a lot more complex. This says bulimia, twice the taste, no calories. A lot of people went through a huge outburst of rage and they criticized this company for coming out with this shirt because the company originally said that this shirt was just dark comedy. But there's a line between dark comedy and something that affects people's lives and takes their lives from them. Oh. I really love Tumblr and teenage girls, but not in a Humbert kind of way. More in a, we're young, smart, independent, strong ladies who are going to take over the world. Discovering feminism has made it really hard for me not to burst into a ball of confetti of girl love. This is probably why the trend of soft grunge is making me so upset. It's my own kind severely disappointing me. Soft grunge isn't what happens when you put a Nirvana CD into a washing machine with fabric softener. It's a term that has evolved to describe a specific type of aesthetic that is becoming more and more popular amongst teen girls in recent years. This Urban Dictionary definition is a bit condescending, but in my opinion, it's also pretty accurate. People who create a hardcore persona on Tumblr by reblogging pictures of inverted crosses, dip-dyed hair, yin-yang symbols, and toilets. They like to pretend that they listen to grunge music by wearing stylish Nirvana tees that match their $200 pair of Dr. Martens. If you were to ask them who the Misfits were, they'd probably say anyone who isn't sporting spikes this season. Lots of times, people will act like they have a mental disorder to be just like their favorite movie character or their book character or show character because they want to seem unique, quirky, or because they want to draw attention to themselves. Though it is in human nature to feel like you are the center of attention and that people are paying attention to you, there's a certain point where it goes beyond human nature and it becomes dark, disturbing, and can affect your mental health. It's understandable that having a character with mental illness is the in thing right now. Give Cassie Annisworth from Skins an eating disorder, and she becomes a character to sympathize with. Give Uncle Frank from Little Miss Sunshine suicidal tendencies and depression to pique the audience's interest. I don't have an issue with giving real problems to fictional characters, but to me it becomes an issue when these problems are made to look small or beautiful, because they're not. Mental illness is Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream, Gone Girl, Silver Linings Playbook, Girl Interrupted. I've tried to explain what depression is for the sake of this presentation, but since I've never had it, I wouldn't know. So I went online and I looked through all these posts about people who are going through depression and how they felt about it, and this is what I came up with. Mental illness is waking up crying because you're alive another day. It's feeling as if though you have no purpose on earth. It's you being up at 3 a.m. bawling your eyes out because all you can think about is suicide. It's looking at the mirror and being mortified at what you see. And in no way should this ever be depicted or deemed romantic or glamorous. Thank you.